Hello everyone, Robert Rambles here, and welcome to World of Warcraft Classic, Season of Discovery, Phase 3. Now, I didn't know if I would ever be back in Season of Discovery. I wasn't sure if I was going to play the season again. I wasn't sure that I was going to have any interest in playing the season again. In fact, I was fairly certain that I was done with Season of Discovery for good, but I'm here today to give Season of Discovery another chance. And if you're watching this, and I hope that you are, it means that I have pre-recorded quite a bit of this already. In fact, as I set out here to begin, unless I'm enjoying myself, unless I'm hours in and I'm having a good time, I am not going to put any of this live. So if you're seeing this, there is more to come, and it means that I have found a way to enjoy playing in Season of Discovery. And a little bit of the motivation that got me back into the season is that I miss Vanilla Era. I miss Vanilla Era. And just like questing and having people around. And it's great to play on the Classic Era servers, but they are not populated. Even with the cross-realm sharing, you just don't see a lot of people in any of the zones. And yeah, I want to find a way to enjoy SOD on my own terms. I'm going to focus on questing. We're going to do 5-mans here and there. I'm not going to worry about the raid content. I'm not going to worry about the PvP stuff. I'm not going to worry about any of the content that I just don't really enjoy. You know, with the min-maxing and grinding dungeons. I'm going to focus on questing. I'm going to focus on learning and enjoying the class. And just kind of let myself get immersed like we used to do. So yeah, that is the plan. I had a lot of fun on the Shaman in Phase 1. In Phase 1, by the way, was pretty good. I enjoyed Phase 1. I enjoyed the Shaman class a lot in that phase, so we're giving it a reroll here, this time on a Tauren. And yeah, I've talked enough. Thank you guys for being here. If you end up enjoying the content, leaving a like on the video, especially with it being a video 1, helps a lot. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, then consider subscribing and ringing the bell. That helps me out immensely, and I appreciate those that do. Let's go ahead and we'll get into things here.
I've been expecting.
So we're going after Planestrider meat and Planestrider feathers, and we have a humble task to do. And on the note of this being in episode 1, let me know about any sound settings. Now again, I'll have pre-recorded quite a bit of this, and I think I have my settings dialed in, but if you do have any feedback, I would always love to hear it. This is what we're working with right now for the sound settings. Alright, so starting off with just Lightning Bolt, a 1.5 second cast, 13 to 15 nature damage. And now, so we are running Questy, but we're running Questy in a way that I don't have any of the objective markers showing. The only thing that we're going to see from Questy is going to be places where we can pick up quests. I think we might be tracking turn-ins as well, but we might not be. I might only be tracking where we can pick up new quests. So trying to keep it, you know, as relatively add-on free as possible. That being said, I probably will use immersion to change our quest text. I'll probably have that going by the next episode. But yeah, my goal is to kind of keep it, you know, as much of a vanilla experience as possible, and just I really want to focus on just exploring these zones again in the vanilla era. And you know, in the starting zones we're probably not going to run into as many people, but I think as we level up and as we branch out, I feel like, you know, the common consensus is that like most people in SOD, they grind dungeons to level, or they grind the events to level up. But I do think that there is like a quieter majority of people who do just kind of do the questing and level up ults that way. So yeah, I'm excited to be here, giving this another chance.
How may I aid you? You wish to speak?
Ooh, that was a nasty resist. Let's finish him off in melee. Alright, that's 7 and 7, so we are done. We can head back. Might be worth it just to fight some of them along the way. See if we can at least ding level 3. And now some of you probably ask, and rightly so, why the reroll on the Shaman? If you're enjoying the Shaman, why not pick up the level 24 Orc Shaman that you already had going? And the answer to that is mainly that, you know, they've made so many changes to the XP gains and to the gold gains that I kind of just wanted to experience the leveling as it is baked in now from the beginning of the character. So the Orc Shaman leveled up primarily during Phase 1. And in Phase 1, there was no XP buff for 1 to 25, and there was definitely not a gold buff for 1 to 25. So now that they've it seems like they've decided to leave the XP gains alone. And now that it kind of seems like it might be set, at least for the time being, I wanted to see what the leveling via questing feels like with the 100%. And, you know, and giving that a chance and just kind of getting to see that questing journey in the vanilla era again, and just we'll see what it feels like. I remember in Season of Mastery there was the 50%, I believe it was 40 or 50%. And that ended up feeling pretty good. And while my initial instinct is that 100% might be too high, you know, it might not be. It might not be. It might actually feel really good if we can just kind of sink in and just try to have that nice journey. We of course have our quest over here for our first rune. Do I have any money? No, I need to vendor.
Greetings.
The leather belt we will equip. And I think we're okay to go ahead and, well, let's keep the water. We'll keep the water. We might even, we'll go ahead and preemptively buy a little bit more water.
Go in peace.
And let's go talk to our trainer.
I've been expecting you.
Icons of power. Shamanism is an ancient practice. Many artifacts full of spiritual energy can be found across Azeroth. I had recently discovered an icon of notable power myself, but it was stolen by the Quillboar. Go to their territory to the east and find the stolen icon. It is likely being carried by one of their own shamans attempting to understand its secrets. Once you find the icon, learn its power and return to me.
Ancestors watch over.
It would be rude if they learned the rune before we did.
Winds be at your back. May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
And so also, while we're talking about runes, a lot of you guys know, in the past, I have really disliked most of the rune acquisition. So this time, I'm going to handle runes a little bit differently. If it's a big, long quest chain, let's say it's something that's going to take us more than 20 minutes, I'm going to make that, like, going after that rune is going to be its own episode. And that will be the only thing, the only focus that we have for that episode. And that way, those of you who are not at all interested in seeing how those play out, you can skip those, and then you can resume, you know, your regularly scheduled questing, so to speak. And then those of you who are interested, who maybe you want to see how the rune is acquired, maybe you are interested in the lore, maybe you want to figure out how to get the rune yourself, you guys can kind of pinpoint and pick out those episodes. And so yeah, they'll be entitled by the name of their rune. And like I said, anything longer than 20 minutes, we'll just tackle it as its own episode. And I think that'd be really, really cool to have that, you know, have that content for people on the channel, and also have it like so that people who don't want to see it, they've already done it, they can skip it and just kind of resume the questing journey. All right, I should probably pay attention to what I'm doing here because I haven't quested in the Tauren area for a while. It looks like we are just headed into the Quillbore area, but I do feel like, yeah, mountain cougar pelts. Okay, maybe we go after the mountain cougar pelts first. That might be a better idea. And then even though it must not be showing turn-ins. I must have turned quest tracking off for quest turn-ins, but I believe we have a breadcrumb leading us over this way somewhere. I thought it was somewhere to the south. Oh yeah, maybe this is it back here. That's the other thing. I do plan to leave like the quest tracking off. You know, I know most of the quest in some way or another, especially on the horde side. But yeah, sometimes it's nice because when you don't have the little icons popping up from Questy, it kind of empowers you to wander off the beaten path a little bit more. And you end up venturing into some nooks and crannies of the world that you would otherwise avoid if you had like the detailed quest tracking that Questy provides. So even though we're using it for some icons, I am going to keep the objective tracking off. And you know, I guess I could talk a little bit. You know, I mentioned earlier just like that desire to be able to play in classic era, and also just to have other people like also play in the game, even if I'm not engaging with it the same way that they are, even if I'm not going to plan to get into like the min-max content or the high-end content, even if I never do those things, just like an overall desire to be able to play in classic era, knowing that other people are also enjoying the game that I'm playing. Part of that is kind of also wrapped into like almost a sadness that the Cataclysm is happening soon, and that like, you know, the old world in classic, like in mainstream classic, is going to change, and it's never going to be the same again after that. And then of course we'll always have vanilla era servers, but again, there's not a lot of people playing on those servers, and like it even affects things like the economy. Sometimes you go to look at the auction house and there just really aren't any items up for sale because there's not enough people playing that game. And yeah, it gets kind of sad to like try to play there knowing that it's so underpopulated. It becomes especially obvious, you know, when you're looking for low-level dungeons. You really can't do any low-level dungeons. You see plenty of groups going out for like higher level stuff just because like the age of the servers, but you don't really get to play dungeons at lower levels with other people. And then you go to the auction house because now like you're not doing dungeons, and now you need gear, so you think, okay, I'll go to the auction house, I'll just buy myself a weapon or a chest piece or whatever. A lot of the time you can't find anything. It's not even often that the things are overpriced, it's just that things are simply not on the auction house a lot of the times. And so yeah, it's kind of hard to like, even though you really want to play in classic era, it's kind of hard to conquer those things and like what that makes you feel as a player of the game. And so, you know, that combined with this fact that like, you know, even the old world in Wrath of the Lich King is soon to be gone, it's a lot of what led me to really wanting to give SOD another chance and just to approach it kind of on my own, at my own pace, and just kind of let myself sink back into the vibe we used to have when we were just concerned with like doing quests and having adventures out in the world.
We shall meet again.
Alright, kill 12 bristlebacks in the Brambleblade Ravine.
May the eternal
Okay, we need their belts.
upon you.
But I think if we do all the mountain cougars and we go back at level 4, we should have opened up another quest. So yeah, let's work on the cougars before we go back to town. Another factor that led me back here, I promise I'll stop talking about this eventually, but you know, I talked a lot about how I didn't think I would go back to SOD, so I feel like having a conversation and kind of explaining my motivations and my thought process is maybe helpful to some of you guys who wonder about those things. Well, another thing that led me back here was just like, we've been having so much fun in Mythic Plus. I've really been enjoying Mythic Plus. And it was something that, you know, for a long time I had kind of made up my mind that I didn't like it. I had for a long time made up my mind and I said, yeah, I don't like Mythic Plus, I don't like the time trial, I don't like these aspects of it, and I didn't think I would ever do it. And like ultimately I just didn't really, I never gave it a chance like on my terms. I always like thought about it through the spectrum of like other people's experiences or through the spectrum of things that I heard and things that I'd read. And I thought it had to be approached like a very certain way, and like every misconception that I had about it, like that's what they were all misconceptions. And then to be able to get into that space and really enjoy myself after like avoiding it for so long, is kind of another thing that led me back to SOD, and I just thought like maybe I can approach this thing my own way. I can approach this thing my own way, how I want. I can kind of determine the content that I do, how I do it, and just give it a chance. Just give it a chance. And like, you know, you're in the era that you love, and just kind of go from there. Like, and, you know, I started to get like really excited about seeing like some of the high level areas that I haven't seen in so long, like being able to go places like Fellwood, like Fairless, like Winterspring, being able to check out Silithus, being able to check out the Plaguelands. Like, I just think about all these places, and like the reason I'm thinking about it is because they're so soon to disappear from Wrath Classic when the Cataclysm happens, like in what, like a few more days from like 10 days from when I'm recording this. Maybe even by the time you guys see this, the Cataclysm will have happened. You might be seeing this a little bit before, like, the Cataclysm happened. But yeah, the fact of the matter is, like, those zones are all going to change. And I really want to see those zones again. And so I feel like this is probably, like, a really good way to do that. And now, you know, leveling from here, by the time we're 50 on this character, the level band is probably going to be open all the way to 60. So now that we've kind of waited, we're not going to have that like same stop and go experience that like really broke up my playing like throughout the seasons, like stopping at 25, you know, getting kind of disinterested in the characters because we weren't leveling them, and stopping again at 40. So I think that also is going to really allow me to have a better leveling experience. The fact that there is no mandatory stop leveling your character now. That's assuming that, you know, they open up 60. Like, I'm assuming they'll open it up within like a month or two, which should be within plenty of time. We can actually head back to town because, yeah, we got everything we need. I've just been talking probably way too much.
How may I aid you? Goodbye. Ancestors watch over you.
Alright, that's level 5. And yeah, his follow-up is sending us to kill battle boars and bring back 8 snouts. And 8 flanks.
Farewell.
I've been expecting you.
Call of the Earth should be the beginning of our totem quest.
Winds be at your back. Hail. May the eternal sun shine above.
You wish to speak?
And we can train Earth Shock. Instantly shocks the target, causing nature damage, and it also interrupts spellcasting.
Winds be at your back.
Every other version of Earthshock is inferior to classic era Earthshock because of the interrupt. You get this interrupt so early and it's so useful. Let's put it here. Could probably get Rockbiter weapon out. That would be a great idea. Alright, I think now we're good to head into the Bristleback area. The shamans back here are going to have the ritual salve that we need for the Call of Earth quest. And we're definitely going to need that water that we bought. Can equip those boots we just found, are pretty good for us, and we are going to have to drink. That's right, there's an item back here that begins a quest. We've got a level 5 druid here with us. This is not the way. I could probably rely a little bit more on melee. It would be nice if I had remembered to buy a shield. That would have that'd have been awesome. Because then at least when I'm meleeing, I'm blocking sometimes. And we'd have some additional armor to help us out. Of course, if I remembered that Rockbiter weapon was a 5-minute buff and not like a 30-minute buff, then we'd also be outputting a little bit more melee damage, wouldn't we? These shaman have three items for us. Belts, ritual salve for Call of Earth, and then they can drop the dyadic icon for the rune quest. There's a ritual salve. Is this gonna pull both of them? Yeah, I think it is. Level 3 and level 5? We'll see how this works out. Alright, it's gonna be down to melee and probably like an earth shock or two if we're lucky. Not bad. Oh, we got his belt. That is a little bit of an armor upgrade for us. We got a shield, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and equip that. Oh, dear God. Let's get out of here. Oh, they didn't aggro. Oh my gosh. Oh, they did aggro. We're gonna leash them. Yeah, we're gonna leash them. Let's equip the shield. Better than nothing. And then we'll start the quest. There we go. Okay, and so now we are going after the belts, the snouts, the flanks, and then we need the leader who's going to be inside the tent here. I hope he pulls on his own. Yes, we're good. We have trouble here, but if we ding, there we go, now we got all of our mana back. That being said, we're just in a really bad spot, and the respawn rate is not slow. Let's try to squeeze out of here. There we go, this is a little bit of a safer staging area. Assuming nothing patrols right through here, which it might, now that I think about it. I'm going to put this on my main bar, because I feel like that's like the only way that I'm going to remember to refresh this. It's going to take some time for that to be like muscle memory for me. Inventory's full. That is bad. You know, optimally you'd head back to town and you'd vendor everything. We're pretty close to being done though, so I think I'm gonna stay here and finish up. We'll have a look at our inventory here and see like what, if anything, can we drop. We could probably just eat this apple. That'll clear up a little bit of space. The pants we already have on, we already have a belt. Yeah, besides drop stuff, there's not really anything we could do. Oh, you know what? We never got the icon of power. Yeah, so we need to be going after Shaman too. Or the dyadic icon, or whatever it's called. We never got it. And for that, we're obviously going to need a little bit of inventory space. The only place I know for sure that there are shamans is back over this way where we found the map, or the attack plans. So that's all of our flanks. Now we need one more belt and we have to get the rune. Well, we got a crooked staff, which is not what we want. But it'll probably sell for more than the frayed pants. I wonder what the drop rate is on this thing. Well, now we have to find some more shamans elsewhere. Not really sure where else back here they really congregate. I've never seen too many of them. It's a pretty bad drop rate for the first rune. I'm kind of worried that, like, we're supposed to pick it off the ground somewhere. It's likely being carried. Yeah, it says it's being carried by them, so I have to kind of take it at its word. This person, I don't know if they're AFK or what. We'll just take care of that for them. Not a great spot to go AFK. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Well, it took a while, but to be honest, it felt good when it finally dropped. I just wish I had a little bit more inventory space. And now, what do we have to do with this one? Learn a new ability after receiving nature damage 10 times. We have to let these guys lightning bolt us in the face. So, that's gonna be fun. That's once. That's twice. And then we'll just heal it up and we'll finish them off. Because they're probably going to burn through their mana pools. Oh, he doesn't even want to cast at me again. Yeah, here we go. We just got to let him cast. He's not even really, like, hurting us that much. Like, it feels like our natural regen is kind of carrying us. We'll probably need a heal after a minute. I might be able to let this guy, like, take us, like, at least halfway. Here's 5. Yeah, he's got a pretty deep mana pool, so we'll keep letting him blast us. Let's get a heal in. He is getting kind of though. Oh, there we go. He got a big chunk back. I'd love it if we can do this with just this one guy. He's got all of his MP back. There he goes. Nice, nice, nice. This is definitely the way to train. Just take lightning bolt after lightning bolt to the face to build up your resistance. If you survive, you will maybe be stronger, or at least you'll have learned a new ability. We need him to hit us one more time. Here we go. Very nice. Well, that was really simple. That's right, we have to come back in here to learn it. So it gives your lightning bolt, chain lightning, chain heal, healing wave, and lava burst spells a 50% chance to cast a second similar spell on the same target at no additional cost that causes half damage or healing and no threat. Okay, good. We don't have gloves on right now. So yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna be going enhancement because I just love a big beefy enhancement shaman. So yeah, and we're gonna be going, like, we'll probably tank some lower level dungeons, like, sure, no problem. Like, I love to tank me some vanilla leveling dungeons. We'll do that as we go. It's not gonna be a big focus of the playthrough, but we'll probably get every dungeon like once or twice, you know? Just to get a little bit of gear, get us a little bit of XP, keep us going on our way. But overall, like, I wanna dual wield whatever we gotta do to do, like, massive enhancement shami damage. That's what we're gonna do. What we're going to do right now, however, is we are going to hearth out of here because our inventory is still pretty full and we are done here.
Peace, friend. Go in peace. Goodbye. Be careful.
Let's vendor everything first.
How may I aid you? Goodbye.
What brings you here? Ancestors watch over you. May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
Oh, it wasn't for gloves, it was for chest. I was wondering, like, why did she give us that chest piece? Oh, nice. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, we'll wear this one. It looks much cooler. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Much cooler. Okay, cool. And then we will go ahead and slot this in.
Peace, friend. Walk with the Earth Mother. Farewell.
There we go. We're looking pretty good. Alright, so let's see. We have the ritual salve. Let's get that one turned in.
What brings you here? We shall meet again.
And now we need to find Kodo Rock and drink the Earth Sapta. I'm pretty sure that we saw this when we were headed to the Bristleback Ravine. Yeah, it's somewhere out this way. Let's go see if we can get this one done and get our Earth Totem. We either saw it heading to the east or we saw it heading south. I guess I could read the quest. To the east. Okay. Yeah, so we saw it when we were heading out this way. Oh, here we go. It's right in front of me. It's like I didn't even see it at first. Alright, so we're going to drink the Sapta. Out of range. There we go. And back we go. And because we have mana, we might as well fight some stuff.
Winds be active.
There we go. We also got an increase to our armor and stamina for 1 hour. Rock skin.
Well met. Be careful.
We'll get a new one-handed mace. That'll be useful for now.
We shall meet again.
Rites of the Earth Mother. For you to continue with the Rites of the Earth Mother, you must pass 2 more tests. It is time for you to broaden your experience. Travel to Bloodhoof Village and seek out Chief Bane Bloodhoof, son of Karn. There you may continue your journey and earn the acceptance of the Elders of Thunderbluff. Take this totem to Bane. He will recognize my carvings and help you on your path. So that's taking us to Bloodhoof Village. We got a shield for turning in the battle plans. That's a pretty big upgrade. It still looks kind of beat up, but that's okay. Let's equip the mace as well. And yeah, we're in pretty good shape. Let's visit our trainer. I don't believe we trained.
How may I aid you?
Yeah, we got Earthbind Totem now. And Healing Wave 2.
Walk with the Earth Mother.
Let's pull these out. Healing Wave 2 can go here. Earthbind Totem can come down probably here for now. In case we're trying to leash some people, we can pop that down. That'll slow them. And yeah, I guess we're heading on the road out to Bloodhoof Village. Let's do it. We are level 7. So like traditional leveling, you would be probably level 5 by the time you were going to Bloodhoof. So yeah, 100% bonus. We got 2 extra levels. We're almost a third extra level. So we can kind of round up and say we're level 8. It doesn't feel bad. It feels pretty good. Now I don't think we're gonna out level quests. I don't think if we don't do any zone hopping and we go from Mulgore over to Durotar, or, you know, potentially we might be going from Mulgore just into the Barrens, which would be ideal. I don't really have anything against Durotar, but it's one of my less favorite zones. I would love to be able to go from Mulgore into the Crossroads, because I absolutely adore the Barrens. Barrens is like one of my favorite zones in the game. Mulgore is pretty high on that list too. So that would kind of be the ideal leveling path for me.
Be careful.
And I feel like maybe with the 100%, like that could be a possibility. We might not have to... We might not have to do Durotar, we might not have to do Tirisfal, which, like, normally, ideally, you would do all three. You know, if you were playing without an XP buff in Classic Era, it would really behoove you to do Mulgore, Razor Hill, and Tirisfal. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping that, you know, we can still have that nice big journey, but it can be kind of linear in the path that we choose. Now, professions for this character, we're going to go skinning and leatherworking. Absolutely 100% in on the skinning and leatherworking. You know, skins, we get so many skins, and it always feels kind of bad to me when we're leaving skins on the ground. You know, I just feel bad. So I gotta take skinning, and like, yeah, I'd like to do some leatherworking. We can make ourselves some gear. I know that they added some different patterns. They added some recipes to crafting to let crafters make, you know, better gear. I don't know anything about how those are acquired, but maybe we'll find out eventually. And if we don't worry about that stuff on the leveling journey, it could probably be like a really big nice to have at level 60. Trying to grind up to level 8 on the way to town here. Would be nice to ding an even level and train that rank of spells. There we go. That actually happened faster than I thought it would. But basically I feel like if we're traveling and we have mana and the mobs around us are green or yellow, we should probably be fighting. Especially once we have skinning, which I'm fairly certain we can train skinning here in Bloodhoof Village. We'll check that out before we head to the inn. I realize I've been in the combat log here. I hope that hasn't been, like, too distracting for anybody. Let's create a new window. Call this one Immersion Mode. Immersion Mode engaged. Let's go here. We'll get rid of all this stuff. We'll do experience, skill ups, item loot. Do we need money loot? Not really. System messages, errors, and then anything that an NPC says or does. And that will be our immersion mode. Alright, before we pick up any of the quest, I do want to head out and see. I think the Skinner, I think, is right over this way. Let's grab ourselves a skinning knife here preemptively.
Well met.
While I am thinking about that, we'll sell some things that we have hanging out in our inventory. I will grab this quest just because we are passing right by it. This is for Mazranache.
I've been...
Basically, we're collecting a bunch of animal parts from the animals nearby. Fishing supplies, hunter, pet. I could have swore that there was a Skinner here. I could request Questy to track that for me. Oh, it is tracking it. You know what? Is it right inside here? It might be right behind the cooking icon. Yeah, I saw the one for cooking, but there is something hiding behind that. And yeah, it is in fact a Skinner and a Leatherworker.
Well met.
So yeah, we're in really good shape here. It makes sense that they would have these trainers. There we go. That's awesome. And we will take cooking as well. I'm not sure if I'll take fishing. If I think I could find time, like in my own downtime to fish, then I'll take fishing. It could be something that maybe I find 5 hours later and I just like level it up all at once. You know, we could do it that way. But I will definitely, as soon as we can, we will take cooking. I'm kind of, yeah, there was a cooking trainer back in there, so we will grab that. I am going to take a break right here for now, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video and hanging out. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content, leaving a like, subbing to the channel, ringing the bell, that stuff really does help me out a lot, especially on an episode 1, and I very much appreciate those that do. Until next time, take care of yourselves out there and take care of each other, and we will see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.